Hi YouTubers, this is Just Rhonda. Today I want to share something a little more personal and hopefully it will inspire you guys to, or at least somebody out there, to sort of look back in their history and kind of clean up some stuff, do some emotional work. Okay, so here goes. Here's my story. And I never really paid a lot of attention until I actually got set free of this little nasty thing I had. It used to be that when I would go to the door, no, not when I went to the door, when somebody came to the door unannounced and they'd knock on the door, I would get incredibly panicked. My heart would race. I would just have this sheer terror and anxiety. I would have so much adrenaline going that I would get the shakes. I would make it to the door, of course, answer the door, and just forget all about it, never really thinking about why it was that I had so much anxiety about answering the door when someone was not expected. And this had pretty much gone on most of my life, and I never said anything to anybody. I never told anybody that that happened to me. However, a few months ago, somebody came to my door, and of course the same thing happens. I get the shakes, I get the heart racing, I get so much anxiety. I get to the door and I turn around, and it was whatever it was, the person, I didn't let them in or whatever the story was, that I went away from the door after acknowledging that I wasn't going to open it. I remembered my sister and I and my younger brother were latchkey kids. My mother said, "Don't open the door." And unfortunately for me, it instilled this great sense of fear that the other person or the person on the other side of the door meant me harm. And from that moment until just a few months ago, which has been well over 40 years, then I had this terrible anxiety about answering the door if I didn't know the person was coming. So all of a sudden, as I got that understanding, I remembered we were latchkey kids, and my mother said, "Don't open the door." That's where all that anxiety came from. Immediately it left. Just understanding why I had the anxiety caused the anxiety to leave. I never told anybody about it. I never shared it with anybody. Recently, somebody came to the door unannounced, and nothing. I had no anxiety. I was startled that somebody actually knocked on the door, but there was none of that other crap that would happen to me. So here's my point, YouTubers, is that sometimes in order for us to get to better places in our lives, we really need to revisit our history, our past. I don't know what caused me to remember that we were latchkey kids, but knowing that, acknowledging that, actually set me free from a prison of anxiety every time somebody came to the door that I wasn't expecting. So I'm suggesting that maybe there's some work that could be done for some of the folks that are watching my channel this time, and think about some of this stuff. I mean, again, I never even said a word to anybody about it because it wasn't that horrible for me. It was a few moments, it's just a few little pieces, but it terrified me. I was paralyzed pretty much every time somebody came to the door that I wasn't expecting. And this is over years. So if you think about some of the things that could be paralyzing you, why? Just sometimes getting the answer is enough to get you free and enabling you to move on to something better and greater. I answer the door now, it's not a big deal. So that's just something to think about for today. Thank you so much for watching, YouTubers. This is Just Rhonda. Have an incredible day. Thanks. Bye-bye.